Hey guys, it's Hogan here. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded, but this is a quick video for you guys who are using the Themify themes. So I'm going to be showing you how to create a custom footer, something like this. Okay, so by default, WordPress and the Themify has some defaults footer layouts that you can actually choose and you can actually use, but the one that I actually showed you is quite a basic one. But in this video, I want to show you how you can actually do something like this, because sometimes you might see a footer that you like. For example, you might see a footer like this, or you might see something like this, and you're not really sure how to actually get that same result. So basically, I'm going to show you how to do this one here, and by learning how to do this one here, you'll be able to do all the other ones yourself. So basically what you'll need to do is log into your WordPress and go to your dashboard section. Okay, so what we need to do is, this is the dashboard section, and you should have the Themify Ultra theme installed, or you might have the Themify shop theme, right? If you've been following my tutorials. What we need to do next is we need to go to the theme settings, so the Themify settings. And we need to go down here, theme settings. Oops. Let's click on that. Okay, and then click on theme appearance. Okay, so that's going to pop out, and you want to scroll down to the footer design. Okay, so by default you might have selected one of these, but it's sort of hard to create something more creative, maybe something with more columns, right? So you don't have that option. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn off the footer first, right? So if we turn it off, we're going to click on save, and then we're going to visit the site. Okay, so right now your website is not going to have a footer. So what we're going to do is go back to our dashboard to create one, right? So to create one, you need to hover over the Themify Ultra or shop, and then click on builder layout parts. Click on add new, and for this layout part you can name it anything you like, but I'm just going to name it custom footer, and then click on publish. Okay, so make sure that is published before you do anything. Okay, so it should show up there, or it might show up down here. If it doesn't, click on publish again, and then you can click on view post, or you can click on the permalink URL, right? And that's going to take you to the front end. So the front end is basically where you can actually turn on the builder and you can create any footer that you like. So close this. Okay, I'm going to show you how to create this one here. Okay, so just the basic layout of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 columns, right? So you need to go back here, and we're going to select maybe 5 columns. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. And the next thing that you want to do is you want a logo. Okay, so hover over the green icon. You can also lock that section in there like that if you want to. So what we're going to do is drag a image module and just drop it into the first column. And we're going to delete the sample image. Click on browse library, and if you have a logo already uploaded, you can choose it. Okay, but if you don't, you can click on upload files, select files, and then you can select the logo. Okay, and then click on open. So the logo I uploaded is a PNG file, which basically means it's transparent. So there is not a white background, it's just transparent with the text. Okay, so the size of the image is 5112 by 128 if you're wondering, and we're going to insert file URL. Okay, there is the logo. So here you can play around with the settings, and you can also link that logo. So normally when people click on, let's say, this logo here, it's going to link back to the home page. So what we're going to do is we're going to just copy our URL from the top and place it into the image link section. Okay, so when people click on that logo, it's going to link back to the home page, right? So we're going to click on done, And that is pretty much it for that section, right? So if we look at the next section, this is a phone number, okay, and we've got some text down here. So to add a phone number, what you can actually do is you can look for maybe icon, okay, and drop it underneath. So the size of the icon is up to you basically. We're going to keep it as normal for now. And for the background style, I'm going to try none. And for the icon, so we're going to click on insert icon, and I'm going to look for a phone. So I'm just going to search up phone, and I'm going to try something like this, okay. And then for the icon label, that is basically the name. So you might do like call us on 95888888, something like that, okay. So that's up to you what you put in here. But for the link, what I recommend is actually linking it to your actual number. So when people click on that on mobile devices, it's going to show up on their mobile call screen straight away. So it's like super convenient. So to do that, type in TEL colon, and then what you want to do is just copy the number. So I'm just going to copy the number, paste it in. Okay, I'm just not gonna put any space there. Okay, and we're gonna open link in the same window. That's fine. And the other thing that I want to do is maybe change the link color. So the link color is red. Okay, to change the link color, I'm gonna go to styling, and then I'm gonna go to link. Okay, so here you can change the link color, hopefully. So you can change it to black, orange, or anything like that. I'm just gonna change it to a really dark gray. Okay, just keep it nice and neutral. For the link hover, I'm going to make it maybe a little bit lighter, so maybe like 444. So when people actually hover over that, then you sort of give like a button effect, right? So we're going to keep it like that. And if we want to actually move this down, okay, because it's too close to the logo maybe, then you can go to padding, and maybe for the top padding we're going to add like 5%, or you could sort of click it and you can drag it up. Okay, so if you want to go 10%, that's cool as well. Click on done, right? So the next section is you want to add some more text. Okay, let's say you want to add some links as well. All you need to do is get a text module and put it underneath. Okay, so I'm not going to copy what they say. I'm just going to grab some random text. Okay, so I'm going to generate lorem ipsum. I'm just going to grab maybe 2 lines of text. So copy that, paste that in, and let's say I want to copy a little bit more text here. Okay, something like this. Okay, make sure that there is no, your cursor is at the very end here. Otherwise, if it's down here, it's going to add some spacing as well, right? So as you can see, we're going to click on styling. We want to change the font. We're going to make it a little bit smaller, right? So to maybe like 10 pixels or something like that. I think that's pretty good. Click on done. So as you can see, it is this line of text is in 2 lines. So what we want to do is we want to expand the column a little bit to the right. So if you hover over your column, you can actually click and you can actually pull it across like that, right? So I think something like that is pretty good. Okay, and then you've got your other 4 columns here. So what I want to do is I want to make sure all my columns are sort of even. So I'm going to try 15% for this one. Hover over here, 15% there. The other one, let's see, 15%. This one is a bit wide, I guess. Okay, let's just do it from this side, sorry. So 15%. About 15%, and move this to about 15% as well. Okay, something like that. Now the next part is you want to put in your menu items. Okay, so you got 4 rows here. So what we need to do is we need to click on the text and just drag in a text module. Right, so this one might be your about page, you might have a services page, you might have a blog page, you might have FAQ, and then here it shows up, but you need to link these to the respective pages. Right, so to do that, what you need to do is, if you don't know the exact URL of your website, right, I will just copy my homepage and open a new tab, paste it in. Okay, so if we actually click on the about page, then that's going to give us the actual link, right? So I'm just going to copy the link directly from the top, go here, okay, highlight the text, click on insert and edit link, and then what you want to do is you want to paste that link in here, and you want to make sure you click this blue apply button, and that's going to apply the link. So when someone clicks on that, it's going to direct them to your about page, right? So the same for services. Okay, so click on your services page and copy the direct URL and do the same thing. Okay, so for the blog one, you'll have to do the same as well. Okay, copy that and let's just paste that in. Okay, so for the FAQ page, let's say you know the URL, then you can just click on it, paste the blog one in, and maybe change that to FAQ, right? So whatever name that they have here, you can change it, right? So once you've actually done that, then click on apply, and then click on done. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to do the menus that you want to actually display. Okay, so you might have other services that you want to list out, just like the lawyers here. You might have people, you might have general inquiries, whatever page that you want to link to, you need to create, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate these, right? So I'm going to duplicate them. Actually, before I duplicate them, I'm going to delete it. So I want to duplicate these, but before I do, I sort of want to set in the styling first, right? So it is a bit too much spacing here, and I want to change the link color. So double click it, styling, font, line height. I want to change it to 1 EM, something like that. Okay, and then for the link color, I'm going to keep it as the same as this one here, so 222. And then also the link hover 444. Right, so I can click on done, and then once I've done that, I can duplicate again and again, and then drag it to the rows that you want to put it in, just like that. Right, so if you want to add maybe like a title here which isn't a link, then what you can do is you can double click the text module, oops, that's the column, double click the text module, okay, and click on enter, and let's say you want to put contact there, right, but you don't want to link it, you just want to bold it like that. Okay, and there it is. But what you're going to notice is that the color is a bit too light, so we're going to change the font color by clicking on styling, font, and let's change it to 222 as well, like that. Double click the next one here as well, the column, oops, keep clicking the column, click on the text module here on the pencil icon, okay, click on enter, and then this one might be like, what did they put here, legal, right? So if you do like legal, bold it, styling, font, change the color, okay? Okay, so that's pretty good, but what I want to do is I want to sort of align the text, right? So as you can see, one is like on the top, it just doesn't look that good. So if we hover over the row, okay, so this is the row, you want to change the column alignment to the one with the middle. So that's going to align everything into the middle like that. Right? Now the next section is, let's say you want to add in a divider line, right? So that's really simple as well. You can hover over the green and let's look for divider and drop it on the row below that. Okay. Here you can actually drag this module to the very right and it's gonna show up purple. It's gonna click in, just let go of your mouse. And for the divider color, I'm gonna change it to a light gray. So E, just 3 E's like that, and then it'll actually show up with 6. Okay, so that's a very, very light gray color, which I think is pretty good. And then we can click on done. Okay, so the line is there. I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but if you click on preview, then you can see it. It's like very, very light and subtle. Deselect the preview, and let's say you want to add some text underneath, maybe some copyright and your social icons. The first thing that you want to do is you want to set in the columns. So I want to set in this one here. Okay, so I can put the socials on the right hand side here. So I'm not going to copy what they write. I'm just going to copy some random text. So this one might be your, let's say your copyright. Okay, so we just drag in a text module. This is your copyright, and then below that you have some, some text like this, right? So we're just going to copy this one here and paste that in, something like that. I'm going to click on styling, font, and I'm going to change the font size to 10 maybe, like that. And if you want to change the font color to something lighter, if you want to make it more sort of, because normally with the footer section, it's not as important. So that's why you might see a lot of footers, they have a lighter text color. Okay, so you can change it to a lighter gray if you want to. I'm just going to keep it as default, like that. And then I'm going to click on done, right? So to add in your social links, you can hover over the green again, and you need to actually drop in a widget. Okay, so you can select the widget, I think, which is the Themify social links widget. Okay, so click onto that. Okay, and those are your links. So you might have to actually go to the Themify settings and add your social links in. So I'm going to pause the video and quickly show you where you can actually do that first. Okay, so to add in your social links, what you need to do is hover over Themify Ultra or Shop, click on Themify settings, and then you need to click on the social links here. Okay, so basically all you need to do is add in your profile URLs. So for your Twitter, you need to get that URL and paste it into here. Same for your Facebook, same for your YouTube. If you have a Instagram, same there. If, for example, let's just say you wanted to add in Spotify, but there is none here. So how do you do that? So just click on add link and type that in. So Spotify, and then put in your Spotify URL. Okay, for the icon, click on insert icon, and here you can click on brand, and you've got all the different brands here. I'm gonna look for S. So there it is. Okay, make sure you got the link URL, otherwise it's not going to show up. Then all you need to do is click on save. So that's pretty much it, and once you've actually done that, then it will show up when you actually add in your Themify social widget. Okay, so once you've actually added that in, then this will actually show up here. So for the icon size, you can change it to small if you want to. That's a little bit too small, so I'm going to keep it as medium. Now for the title, you can add like, socials. That's like up to you, but I prefer just leave it as is because people probably know what that is already. What you need to do maybe next is hover over the column, the row, and for the column alignment, maybe make it a little bit downwards. Okay, so that didn't really move it that much. So maybe what we could do is maybe leave it for a second and click on done. We do want to change the link color, so actually double click that, styling, link, okay, and for the link color I'm going to change it to just the same color here, okay, so dark gray with a lighter gray hover. Click on done, click on save, and you can close that to sort of preview it to see whether it's good or not. So the thing that I do want to change is I want to move this text up a little bit. The line height is a little bit too big, okay, for my liking. It doesn't look very professional, and I might want to move this one down a little bit as well. So we're going to turn on the builder. Now for the text here, double click, click on styling, and click on fonts. Let's change the line height to maybe 1 EM, something like that. Click on done. Let's give that a little preview. Okay, so it's too close to this text here, so deselect that and maybe double click on the icon, styling, padding, and maybe add 10% to the bottom, something like that. So as you can see, it does take a little bit of trial and error to get the exact design that you like, because normally, like when we're actually designing a website, normally you're meant to design it on like Photoshop or some other program where you can actually move this stuff around, and then you're meant to sort of apply the design onto your WordPress website. So that's why sometimes, you know, you do need to sort of play around with it, move things around to get it exactly the way you like, right? So here, what we could do is we can actually copy the exact same styling. So hover over the pencil icon, and then what you could actually do is you can actually hover over the 3 dots, click on copy, and copy the styling only. Okay, so you copy the styling only. So here you can actually hover over the text module, and then you can actually paste in the styling only. So it's going to make sure the styling is the same thing. So it's going to change the line height as well, right? So that is a little bit, I don't know, it's a little bit too close, isn't it? So oops, okay, so it didn't copy properly. So let's change it to 1 EM. Click on done, something like that. Let's move this down a little bit. Padding. %. Okay, so I think that looks good enough. And click on save. Preview that. Okay, so I think that is pretty similar to the one that you see here. Obviously you might need to change the colors to the color that suits your brand, but that is pretty much the idea of it, right? Now the next thing that you need to do is you want to make sure that it is mobile responsive. So if we actually resize the one on this website here, so drag it in and resize it, scroll down, you'll see the menu go like that. Okay, so how do we achieve that? So I'm going to make the screen back to normal size and go back here. Okay, so what we need to do is click on the mobile styling, and as you can see, this is what it looks like on the mobile, or what it will be looking like. So what we need to do is we need to actually change it to just one column like that, so the logo will be there. And we want to make sure the row here, we want to click on styling, click on font, and try to align everything in the middle like that. Okay, so you can also click on done first and maybe align the second bottom row to the middle as well. So let's move it to the middle like that. Okay, so if you actually want to create 2 columns, then hover over the green, click on rows, and drag in a 2-column row, and maybe put it just above the first services menu section, like that. Okay, if you actually hover over it, then what you do need to do is click on this one, okay, so the 1 column, and then click on the 2 column again. That way it's going to show up, okay. Otherwise I'm not sure why it doesn't load properly, but don't worry about that. Click on modules and drag in a text module and put that in, okay, and then click on done, and then you want to duplicate it, drag it over, and then what you can do is you can actually go over here and then you can copy the content and styling and paste the content and styling here, okay, and then you want to scroll down to the second menu item, and then what you want to do is you want to copy the content and styling, and then you want to paste in the content and styling again, like that, okay. So now what we want to do is I want this to actually display on mobile, but these ones are actually the same ones as well. So what we need to do is we need to hover over here and set visibility settings, okay. So let's click on that again. So on mobile, I want that to show. I want this to hide on desktop and tablet. Done. And then the same for this one as well. Visibility, show on mobile, hide on desktop and tablet. Done. And then what I'm going to do is for these two ones, okay, so we're going to hide the visibility for that. So hide it on tablet. Hide that on the mobile, and hide this one for mobile as well. Oops. And click on done. Right, so once you've actually done that, then these will show up. These two won't show up on mobile. And then what I'm going to do is click on save. I'm going to close it, and then I'm going to copy the URL, and then I'm going to go to a website called Responsinator, okay, so responsinator.com, and then paste in the actual URL, okay, and then switch to HTTP to view on site, and then you can see the layouts on an actual mobile device. So what you do need to do is maybe you might need to fix the spacing there, or you might need to actually fix the spacing, add a little bit more spacing there, which I can show you how to do that really quickly. So what we need to do is go back here, turn on the builder. So we're going to switch back to the mobile screen. Let's click on the icon again. Okay, so for some reason the padding just didn't save, so I'm just going to put it to 0. Put the bottom one to 2 or maybe 3, like that. Click on done. Let's click on save. Close it. Let's refresh the page. So that's a little bit better. I might need to add some spacing there. Turn that on again. Click on mobile devices. And what we're going to do is we want to add some spacing between there and there. So what we're going to do is hover over the row and then click on the styling. Deselect all. Add 2% to the top, 2 to the bottom. Click on done, and let's just save it for a second. Refresh it on the Responsinator. That looks a little bit better. And then add a little bit of spacing just after the divider line. Let's click on mobile again. And and let's try to actually scroll down, which is not letting me. Okay, so if it doesn't actually scroll down, what I found is that if you click on tablet, or if you click on one of these one time and then you go back to your mobile, then you'll be able to scroll down. Okay, so I'm just showing you how to do this in pretty much just real time, so you can see the mistakes that I make and basically the whole process of, you know, creating a custom footer that you like. Okay, so here we're going to hover over the row and click on styling, padding, click deselect the all, add 2% to the top. Let's click on this text module here, styling, padding, deselect all, let's add 1%. Same one for the next one, so you can double click it without clicking on done. It automatically will save it, so just double click on the next one, styling, padding, deselect all, click on 1 and set the percentage, right? And hopefully that is all good. We're going to click on done, save it. Let's refresh it. Okay, so that looks pretty good now. Okay, so there's some spacing there, there's some spacing here and here. Let's go back here and let's just check it on this screen here. Does it actually change? Okay, so that's looking pretty good. So what you do want to do is you want to put back your screen here for a second. Once you've actually done that, then what you need to do is you can actually click on turn on builder, and you want to go back to the back end of your website, so you can click on back end. And then what you need to do is you need to actually copy the shortcode for this specific layout part. Okay, copy that to your clipboard. Then what you want to do is go to Themify Ultra, Themify settings. So what we need to do is click on hook content, and the first thing that you want to do is click on see hook locations. So we want to add this footer on the bottom, so probably WP footer. That's the location. So we're going to click on the X up here in the top, click on add item, and here you can set and click this. Okay, so click this here and select WP footer, and then what you want to do is paste in your Themify layouts part shortcode, and then click on save. And then once you've done that, you can visit your website and you can scroll down to the footer section, and then you should have your custom footer. So I do also want to note that when you actually want to change the colors of the links or anything inside regarding the styling here, you'll need to go back to your dashboard to the layout parts. So you can't actually go to customize, and you can't actually change the colors in the footer section here. So I'm going to show you really quickly. So you can't go to Themify options, and then you can't go to footer and change the settings here. Okay, so you need to actually close it and go back to the Themify layout part and edit it there. Okay, so you can also change, you know, the background color of it and anything that you like. It's pretty much the same as the Themify builder itself. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully I've inspired you a little bit to design your own custom footer. I know that I've, you know, made some mistakes, but that is basically how I build a website in real time. So you do need to, you know, do some trial and error to get it perfectly, and to make sure to also get it mobile responsive for all devices as well. So if you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you.